Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture.
And I went to see Death Heaven last night and can no longer hear anything.
What? Don't forget, if you want to listen to the news and you're out and about on the go, you can download it as a podcast by searching for WhatCulture Wrestling wherever you get your podcast from. But coming up today, it's going to be legend versus legend at Saudi Arabia. Well, sort of.
John Cena on SmackDown on Friday?
A former world champion could be set to appear on AEW's first episode of Dynamite.
AEW's Canadian TV deal is doing a lot better than their UK TV deal.
And big news about a star of NXT. This is the news.
We're going to start things off with 3 words. Raw is cuckolding. Last night's episode saw the grand return not only of Bobby Lashley to television ahead of schedule, but also Lana in a rather strange angle.
I loved it.
During the main event that has the whole internet kind of ablaze with what the hell is going on. So earlier in the evening, we saw Rusev backstage interviewed. He was asked, not unfairly, where's Lana, dude? Where's Lana, dude? And he just kind of looked a bit despondent, a bit depressed, like he wasn't going to answer the question, and he did not. Later on, Rusev meets Seth the Chef Rollins in the night's main event. Universal Championship, I can't remember if it was on the line, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it was.
Either way, they have a nice little match. It's all very well. It's all going swell until out comes Big Bad Bobo. His music hits. Everyone goes, oh my God, he's not supposed to be back till November, but here he is because look at him. He's made of marble. He comes out. And then he's kind of like pointing and doing it like 3 times in a row because the cue's all messed up and all this stuff, and it's not going terribly smoothly for Big Bad Bobo and his comeback. But then we hear the greatest entrance theme in modern WWE history. That hits. Lana comes out. They have a big old smooch about 7 times. The whole thing lasts forever. I think that's when Randy Orton and Baron Corbin were sitting there going, oh my God, you see that? That's how Baron Corbin speaks. And so they're back. Rusev got cucked, a word the comment section is very fond of, I know. Might as well play to our base. And the whole thing was just really strange, and I don't know what to think of it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I love Bobby Lashley, so I don't know what on earth they're thinking. Like, I saw a great tweet that was like, hey pal, when are you signing a new contract? This is him talking to Rusev. When are you signing a new contract? Oh, that sounds great, boss. Yeah, we're going to put you in a main event match. Oh, yeah, that sounds really good. Fantastic, pal. Right, your wife's going to get off with Bobby Lashley. Such good. Anyway, yeah, very weird stuff. The only thing that saved this segment was the Fiend murdering Seth immediately afterwards.
It was all a vehicle for the Fiend to come down and kill Seth the Chef, but man, like,
is Rusev getting cooked twice because he's there with Maria as well, and she's like, he's not the father.
Oh yeah, and there was the Dolph Ziggler thing back in the day as well with Lana, which didn't exactly go all that well either. But hey, at least him and Mike Kanellis can kind of console each other. They've both been absolutely rattled, well, not rattled really, over the past couple of months. Strange situation. I don't understand WWE Creative's new obsession with this kind of storyline. It seems a bit weird, but maybe it'll be fun. Probably won't be, but maybe it will.
Who had a worse night? Rusev or Dominic?
Oh, poor Dominic.
No, not poor Dominic. I've been waiting months for this. I was sat there at WrestleMania hoping Samoa Joe was going to choke that little twerp out, and he said he gets launched across the ring by Brock Lesnar. I loved it.
He can bump. The kid can bump. It was ridiculous. When Brock took him over the barricade at first, I thought he was going to kill him. Like, he almost landed on his head. I was like, oh, this guy's going to die. What an awesome segment.
Yeah, I got to interview Rey Mysterio many, many moons ago, and he was talking about how Dominic was wanting to get into wrestling. This must have, as much as it must have been like, oh, that bloody stings, this must have been the highlight of his entire life, Dominic, getting a crap kicked out of him by Brock Lesnar.
It was an amazing angle, and it got everything over.
But yes, let us know your thoughts on the whole Rusev, Lana, Bobby Lashley. Do you reckon it was that pose that seduced her?
What, you know, the bum?
Yeah. That, whatever that is.
Yeah, I almost gave you a wee slap there. Save that for off camera.
Yeah, save that for HR. Right, let's move on and talk about some other matches that are coming out of Monday Night Raw. anyone else's heart skip a beat when they were there going, Hogan, Flair, Saudi Arabia? And I was like, please God, no. But thankfully that is not happening. Well, sort of. It is going to be Team Hogan versus Team Flair at this year's Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. We already know that there are going to be, well, you already know 2 members of each team. Seth Rollins was the first member of Team Hogan to be announced. Team Flair then revealed that their first pick was going to be Randy Orton. King Corbin came down and joined Randy Orton to kick the crap out of Seth. And then Rusev, you know, the cuck guy, he's also on Team Hogan. So we know 2 members that are set for Crown Jewel. What do you think of all this? Don't wear a suit in Saudi Arabia, Rick, because it's not going to be good.
Yeah, I think I had the exact same thought as everyone else when this was coming together. It's like, okay, I know you can book Hogan Flair in 1992 or 1991, but Jesus, this is a bit late. But, you know, it's kind of a match typical of the Saudi Arabian shows. It's an exhibition that gives the crowd the opportunity to see a couple of legends, in this case Flair and Hogan as coaches, whatever that's going to mean. You might see a couple of legends thrown into the match as well. Who knows? Maybe a bit of role reversal. Maybe Jimmy Hart will wrestle at like 400 years old. It's hard to analyze it too much because it's a Crown Jewel match, which means it's going to be all right. It's going to be fine. You're not going to remember it when it's done, but it's going to pop the crowd. They're going to be excited to see the stars. So it fits that show's mold quite perfectly.
And it's good because, you know, team versus team. It's not like we've got any other big pay-per-views coming up where we need 5-on-5 teams. So that's good. Anyone else notice as well that they put Ric Flair, 17-time champion, on his Tron? Please explain that if I'm being stupid here, because I was under the impression, as Mike Mizanin said, that he was a 16-time world champion. They just added an extra championship on for something else? I don't know, is the time when he was 24/7 champion or something. Did he win it backstage before he came out?
It's a strange one. It's almost like they've decided to just selectively add one of those NWA title wins that they don't count for some reason because they're non-canon and all that. Strange. What are they doing? One for Mr. Jamie Kennedy's Things You May Have Missed from Raw column.
Check it out, WhatCulture.com.
You might not have missed it now because we've told however many people watched this video. Sorry, Jamie, we've just ruined everything. Anyway, speaking of ruining everything, I don't mean that because I actually really like John Cena. He might be on SmackDown this week. So we got some speculation, and it is just speculation, so take it with a pinch. But not of WrestleVotes, it's of Cage Side Seats today. In their daily rumour roundup column, they note that there is all kinds of talk. John Cena might show up on Friday. This comes hot on the presses. Is that a correct application of that phrase? Hot on the heels of the announcement that big Dwayne The Rock Johnson is going to be on the show. Dwayne confirmed that. Dwayne, as if he's my best mate, on social media last night. Big stuff. Cena was, of course, he had an appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres, is that how you say it? DeGeneres show, recently publicising his new partnership.
He certainly was DeGeneres one.
Hey! With his new charity, Fit Ops. I think I got that right, man. I'm checking all the details today. And that was shown on Raw. There was a kind of little highlight package and so forth. I'd like to see Cena, man. We haven't seen him since WrestleMania when he was the Doctor of Bugonomics and he bantered poor Elias into oblivion. Even if he's not doing that, even if he just shows up with his crazy hair and does a lightning fist, I'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just buzzing still the fact that we're going to see The Rock on Friday night. My favourite wrestler ever.
If you smell
Can't complain. And from my favourite wrestler ever to one of my best friends ever, Jack Swagger.
One of your best friends ever.
Definitely.
Okay.
Met him once, so.
John Cena follows me on Twitter, so you know.
His best friend. From his best friend to my best friend, because Jack Swagger, aka Jake Hager, could be making an appearance on AEW's TV debut, Dynamite, on Wednesday night. This is according to Sports Illustrated. A lot of speculation surrounding this. Maybe he could be one of Chris Jericho's mystery partners.
Yeah, he could
this
be.
LAX, a lot of people are going to be pissed off.
Yeah, that's the thing. The problem with it being LAX is that it's kind of a lame surprise because you can see it coming, but it would be an awesome match. So it's like, it's a weird little balance. Yeah, I could absolutely see them finding use for a guy like Jake Hager or Jake Strong, as he has recently competed under in Lucha Underground. Pretty talented guy, pushed a little bit over his head in the early days in WWE, but kind of evolved into a really underrated wrestler towards the end. It would lead to a lot of criticism, I think, because he's an ex-WWE guy, and AEW have previously come out in the past and said we don't really just want to fill the roster with ex-WWE guys. But on the other hand, as pointed out in the Sports Illustrated article, he has been in MMA recently. He has a 2-0 record in Bellator, 2 submission wins.
Against some farmer or something.
A couple of tomato cans from Arkansas, but no problem. He's got another fight lined up for October, I believe. So there is a little bit of crossover appeal there, I guess. You can market him as some kind of MMA badass. It's interesting, and this is going to piss a lot of people off, but it's not our words. In that original article, they mentioned that because he's a Trump supporter, he'd make a good heel for the audience, and that's not necessarily, that's not wrong, really, because we knowing what we do about the makeup of that roster. The weirdest thing I've ever seen live, and this is a total aside, Aberdeen, Scotland, house show. We get Jack Swagger coming out, does the We the People thing in Scotland, loudest pop of the night. Apparently, Aberdeen is just full of mad conservative Americans. How didn't I notice that? Living there for 29 years.
Unbelievable.
Weird. But anyway, yeah.
Does make a lot of sense.
Good for Jake, man.
Yeah, I like him. I like that, he's transitioned into MMA. He does. I mean, I wouldn't mess with him. I was joking about him obviously fighting.
He's a big, beefy boy, isn't he?
But I think it's interesting. What does he say? He's got a fight this month now.
October. Oh yeah, that is this month. Oh, what are we
Happy
doing?
1st of October. So it would make sense if you're only having for like one appearance to promote something else. I'd like to see it.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Cool.
What?
You got another story?
No, you've got a story.
Oh yeah. So I do. Speaking of AEW, we should probably make a better run sheet, or I should remember things. They've just announced a Canadian TV deal. Well, they haven't. Shagger Dave and PW Insider have come through with the news that AEW Dynamite will be airing live in Canada, 8 p.m. every single week, and the name of the network is TSN, which I am led to believe is Canada's equivalent of ESPN, big sporting network. Hell of a lot better than their UK TV deal.
Congrats USA, congrats Canada, screw you UK.
Hey, $4.99 a month plus bank international fees, not great.
No, we can watch it 4 days later as a highlights package though.
Oh God, yeah, can't wait to get up on Sunday morning at 8 o'clock.
Well, no, it's fine, don't worry, because this is the internet. There's no wrestling spoilers. Anyway, let's move on and talk about Chelsea Green. According to her Twitter, it looks like she was trying her hand at some commentary. She recently tweeted, commentary is one of the hardest, yes, most rewarding things I've begun at NXT. I love testing myself, and this is something completely new to me. Maybe soon they'll announce me as one half of the tag team champs and commentator extraordinaire. Thoughts?
Yeah. Cool. Like, it's kind of hard for me to analyse this at any great length because has Chelsea Green done commentary and stuff?
Yeah, she's pretty green at it, to be fair.
Well,
I'm on it today.
She's a really talented performer who's been really good in every role I've pretty much seen her in, whether just as a pure wrestler or as a more character-driven thing in TNA as Laurel Van Ness. I think she'll do a solid little job, and it's a shameful we haven't seen her in the ring much on NXT.
No, exactly. Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions at WhatCulture WWE, of course, if you want to get in touch. Gav starts us off saying, if all this wrestling turns out to be too much for 1 week, with a showing like that, will Raw be the first to get dropped by fans in their weekly watch?
Yeah, it might be actually, because it has effectively now become WWE's B show, because SmackDown has got the bigger audience and all this promotional push behind it and all this other stuff. I think there's a very high chance for me. Raw is a very appealing show at the moment because there's a lot of very good stuff, but the bad stuff tends to be of the so bad it's good variety. See Bobby Lashley this week, so I've kind of got to tune in because I'm so damn entertained by all of the crap. But yeah, it might. Although you could just go and say, hey, Dynamite and NXT aren't going to have as many viewers as these things anyway. But maybe a more hardcore audience. So yeah, Raw's the answer.
Second question comes from Grande Andrade.
The former Fat Momoa.
Indeed.
Legend.
Who says, is it just me or did the commentary from this week's Raw feel like video game commentary? I thought that as well from the opening.
Yeah, they weren't locked into each other in a way that sounded particularly natural. It was like they had a very precise script and were going bang, 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 bang.
Jerry Lawler talked a lot more than I thought he would.
He did, yeah. I mean, you can forgive it to a degree because they're a brand new team. They're still developing chemistry and all this stuff. Obviously, Dio Madden's been on 205 Live with Vic Joseph, but you throw Jerry Lawler into the mix and everything's just like, whoa, what the hell is going on? I thought they were all all right.
Congrats to Vic Joseph. I thought he did a great job.
Vic Joseph's really great. I think they'll be fine, but I absolutely agree. It did seem a bit like it was kind of put together by an algorithm, didn't it?
Yeah. What did you think of the new set? The new sort of half-pipe set that they've got going
Tony
on?
Hawk's Pro Wrestler Raw. I was kind of hoping for a bigger change. Like, I know physically it's a bigger change, but it's still just like a wall of video, just in a slightly different format. I'm fine with it. I would have just liked something radical, like a fist. Like maybe SmackDown.
Yeah. And just love the fact that Pyro's back, to be honest.
Yeah, Pyro's awesome.
Final question comes from Flighty, working hard, who says, what do you guys see AEW doing for Mania weekend? With Cody insisting that weekend is all about the WWE, could we see the roster being given some freedom to work the indie shows in the area around that time?
I can absolutely see that. AEW has been signing people to these exclusive North American contracts, so you have things like, I think Jungle Boy, Joey Janela and maybe one other have a farewell show for GCW coming up, and other guys have done that. The Young Bucks did that for House of Glory recently with Private Party. Almost called them Prince of Persia, which is a video game. Weird.
Oh, is that one where you could like rewind time if you screwed up?
Yeah, that's right. Sands of Time, baby. You sprinkle a little bit of that sand and everything was okay.
WrestleVotes.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
That's the one. I can see them doing that with Generate Buzz.
I think so. Right, let's move on to today's and finally, and I just want to bring you attention, a tweet from 2014.
What?
That is still relevant today from the legend that is Lance Storm.
Lance will make him dance.
I love Lance
He's
Storm.
so funny.
He's so good. He's a phenomenally talented wrestler, of course, but he's even better on Twitter.
Third best obituaries in the game as well. After Dave, Benjamin Richardson.
He's not dead, but you know, I see what you mean by that. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to his tweet, though, which has become yet again relevant once more in the world of wrestling. He tweeted this back in October 2014. It's doing the rounds again today. Randy Savage gave me advice once about working an angle with my wife. I did an angle with my wife one time, he said, and I ain't got no wife no more. So best luck to Rusev and Lana with that ongoing storyline with Bobby Lashley.
Wow.
Wonder what could happen in the end there. Let us know your thoughts on that and all of today's news stories in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling for daily wrestling podcasts too. Plus you can send us your Twitter questions at WhatCulture WWE. And whilst you're there, follow both of us. You can follow him at
Andy H. Murray. The H stands for Hamlet is really old.
He is. He's twice as old as anyone in this office.
Black and white.
You can follow me at Adam Wilborn. Do you know he fought in the Second World War? You can follow me at Adam Wilborn. You can follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. He calls that the Great War, of course. My thanks, Andy. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.
He met Napoleon.